She's dead, you know, but he doesn't see it.
Phra Khanong was once just another village on the outskirts of Bangkok, quiet and unremarkable. But here, among the wooden houses on stilts and the whispering canals, something lingered. Her name was Nak, Mae Nak to those who dared speak it. She was beautiful, with long black hair that fell like a river down her back, and her husband Mac loved her fiercely. But, as is often the way, the world conspired against them. Mac went to war, leaving Nak behind, pregnant and alone. And it was here, in this space between life and death, that things began to unravel. Nak died during childbirth, or so the villagers said, and with her the child she carried. But Mae Nak wasn't like the others. No, her love for Mac was so strong, so stubborn, that even death could not contain it. She waited for him, just as she had promised. And when he returned, he found her there, her hair still falling in soft waves, her eyes still filled with the love he remembered. But the villagers knew better. They knew that she was no longer what she seemed. They whispered among themselves, too afraid to speak directly to Mac, too fearful to tell him that the woman he had returned to was now something else.
She's dead, you know, but he doesn't see it.
How could he? Love blinds you, especially to the dead.
It was when Mac saw her arm, stretched unnaturally long, reaching beneath the house to retrieve a lime that had fallen through the floor, that he finally understood. The woman he had returned to, the woman who held their baby, was not his Nak. She was a ghost, a Pitai Tong Klom, a restless spirit who had died in childbirth. Mac fled. Love had blinded him, but fear guided him now. He sought refuge in the temple, the only place her spirit could not follow. But Nak, even in death, was relentless. Her love had become something darker, something dangerous. She haunted the village, terrorizing those who had kept the truth from her husband. The villagers, desperate for peace, called upon the only person they believed could help. Somdet Phra Phutthachan, a revered monk from Wat Phra, known for his wisdom and power. But how does a monk, respected and beloved, become entwined with the legend of a local ghost? Perhaps it was fate, or perhaps, like Nak, his story was shaped by those who came after.
Nak, come forth.
The monk called her forth, not with anger or fear, but with understanding. He knew what she wanted, what had tethered her to this world. It wasn't vengeance or rage, it was love, pure and consuming. And in that love, she had found her prison. He took a piece of her, a fragment of bone from her forehead, and fashioned it into a Phra Khanong, a talisman that would carry her spirit to rest. He inscribed it with sacred symbols and brought it back to Wat Phra, where it was said to hold her power. But the story doesn't end there. Like all legends, Mae Nak's tale grew, took on new forms. People came to worship her, not as a vengeful spirit, but as a guardian of love. They built shrines, left offerings, and whispered her name in reverence. They called her Ya Nak, Grandmother Nak, as if to soften the edges of her story, to bring her closer to the living. In the end, Mae Nak became more than a ghost. She became a symbol of love that transcends life and death, of the thin line between this world and the next. And Somdet Phra Phutthachan, the monk who called her spirit forth, was forever linked to her story, a bridge between the sacred and the supernatural. And so the legend lives on, carried by the water, by the trees, by those who remember. Mae Nak, forever waiting, forever loved,